The Isle of Wight really is a picture postcard location, just under an hour's sailing from Southampton and sandwiched between the Solent and the English Channel. It's hardly surprising that half this island has been designated an area of outstanding natural beauty. Just look at that, I mean, what a backdrop. Over an astonishing 120 million years, the island was formed on layers of sedimentary rocks, which were originally on the seabed. And that very geology, which has helped mould this dramatic coastline, can be seen in the cliff faces that contain it. Whilst the island's natural rugged beauty is a draw for holidaymakers, bird watchers and walkers, there's a landmark on its westerly point, which is by far the most iconic and famous attraction, the Needles. This row of 3 distinctive stacks of chalk were formed over millions of years of water erosion. They get their name, the Needles, from the former 4th needle-shaped pillar called Lot's Wife, which collapsed into the sea in 1764. The remaining rocks are all short and squat and not at all needle-like, but the name has stuck. But Allen Bay is more than just the Needles. The sand colours here are quite spectacular and are an acknowledged art form in their own right. So to take a closer look at them, I've got to get down the 140-foot cliff face to the beach. Now there's a couple of options. You can either walk or you can jump on one of these, a chairlift. And now, I think that's far more exciting, don't you? I caught up with Mike Callander, who works at the Needle Park, to find out more about the area and in particular those coloured sands. So what makes the cliff so special?
Well, the cliffs here at Allen Bay are famous for really the 21 different shades of colours in one small stretch of cliffs.
That is incredible, isn't it? And you can actually identify those different hues. How did that come about?
Well, it's a build-up of minerals over millions of years. Basically, the plates of the Earth have come together. At the time the Alps were formed, it's around the same time, something like an earthquake.
And they move upwards like...
They've pushed all the cliff from a horizontal position to an upright position, which means the quarter of an hour or 15-minute walk along the beach takes you through a million years of time. Well, really from about 35 million years to around 65 million years in time. So you've got all those millions of years of different mineral deposits, brings out the colours.
Isn't it? That really is. And just looking around, you can actually see those different colours, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is definitely the way to see the cliff face, that's for sure. On the beach, you can really see the cliffs in their full glory, and Mike is keen to tell me more.
What we've done for you today, we've brought a selection of the coloured sands of some of the colours that's been collected from here at Allen Bay.
They vary so much, don't they?
There's a nice selection, and coming down to here, we've got one of the pieces that we brought along with us today. People right from when glass bottles were being made really used to bring them here, probably on their trip to the island holiday or something like that, used to fill them.
Sand collecting and sand art in Victorian times was so popular.
Very much so, but it is known that the glass sand ornaments go back before those times as well. The older pieces nowadays are becoming very valuable. They're certainly worth hanging on to nowadays.
Yeah, and this is a great example of a sand ornament, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That is incredible, isn't it? This is the picture of the bay here. How they do that, I do not know. In times past, people used to come to Allen Bay to collect the sand to create their own sand art. However, in the 1970s, that had to stop due to the vast numbers attracted here and the new safety regulations that prevented climbing and collecting. These days, a specialist team collects the sand at the end of each season, and it's available for visitors to create a lasting memento of their trip here. So people can actually buy the sand,
yeah, absolutely,
have a go.
Still today, you can still fill your own sand souvenir in a safe environment in the one of the sand souvenir shops up the top there, with all the natural Allen Bay colour sands. They're still from here.
Right.
So
which brings me to my next question. I can see we've got an empty vessel in the shape of a ship's bell.
Right.
Just here. Can I have a go at this?
Not a problem. We've brought along a spoon for you today. So away you go. Not too much of each colour.
I'm going to enjoy this. I think I'm going to start with the dark base.
I'll take this out your way, there you go.
I should actually do that in there, shouldn't I, so it catches the waste.
So that's
is that deep enough?
That's great for your first colour.
OK. I'm going to go for something more beige.
There we go.
So... Right, there's a couple of spoonfuls in there. Now, if I...
Little shake, yeah, that's good.
Just a shake. Is that OK? Have I done all right? I think
So keep filling up.
I'm going to go for this colour.
There we go. That's good. So if you fill that, and then with the tool that you have on your on the board here,
Okay.
you take your bow to there, you put the tool in, down against the glass on the way in. You may need to hold the bow slightly. Down against the glass, all the way against the glass, and then once you're down to the very bottom, in the middle, and then pull it up gently.
Pull it towards the middle?
Yeah, put the spiker part into the middle of the bow itself as you pull it up gently. And that should leave your pattern on the outside. And then you turn the bow around slightly, and then a slight gap, and then down for the next one. That's good. In the middle again, and up. Yeah, and you work your way around the bow to leave your pattern.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we call a stripy pattern.
Oh, I'm getting the idea of it now. It's looking good, isn't it?
But it's great.
But do you know what? I'm quite pleased with that. What do you think?
I think that's quite good, Paul, but you're not quite finished yet. Look, you've got this little knitting needle here, that's all it is basically. It needs to go down in the middle of the shape.
Right.
Right down inside, right to the bottom. Okay, and you'll find you start to compact the sand now. And that's actually taking all the air out of the sand, so it's compacting the sand. And then we're just
making it drop slightly, isn't it?
So now you need some water to go into the sand souvenir. So there's your water, look, ready.
Okay, and just
you
a little
just fill
bit.
that up, right up to the top, and you'll see how that disappears. And that water will work its way through and it'll dampen the sand down. Also helps to bring the colours out. And then the next part I'll get ready for you is the modelling clay. And then you just pop that inside the top there, in as far as it'll go, and then just push your thumb across the top, just to take the
excess.
There we go. You can just tidy that up slightly on the top. And finally, we have a small paintbrush.
To dust it off?
Just to dust it off around your glass item. A unique souvenir of Allen Bay sand, which will last for years and years.
Will it?
And probably in around 100 years' time be worth a fortune, if not before as you filled it.
Hey, do you know what? I think that is fabulous fun. It's hardly surprising, is it, that these magnificent beaches continue to attract thousands of visitors each year. People from all over the world come to marvel at this natural rock formation. And if you're planning a visit to the Isle of Wight, do put this on your must-see list. It's so inspirational.